Who's he? How are you? Good to see you.
Fantastic. Unbelievable.
It's good to see you.
Same here, my friend. Thank you for actually agreeing to doing this. I never thought that it's going to actually happen since I don't live here and we are in Israel right now. And it's like, to me, it's like a miracle, almost like a dream. So I'm very, very happy and grateful to Hashem that we are here.
My pleasure.
And to you, of course.
Let's get to the point.
Okay.
We wanted to ask you.
So there is something that's been boggling my mind for some time. I've been, I think, one of your greatest fans. I love the content and everything that you do. And it became like almost a way of life, to me. But, just like everything, sometimes you feel that you really excited about the content, about davening, about doing mitzvot, about going to a class, about listening to a class. And sometimes you just have this feeling, it's like you're falling, and then you need to pick yourself back up.
How to motivate yourself
to bring back this excitement, and I'm thinking that, when every time that I engaged myself in spirituality and in the content, and just by listening, to a class, to a lecture, or just being involved in any type of good deeds, when I was excited about it, it just felt more real to me and more impactful and more meaningful to me. And when sometimes, when you feel a little bit down and, you don't feel like doing something, you're not as excited, and it's something that I think a lot of people are going through. It's like life. Life is a roller coaster. And I think it's the same thing with spirituality. So I think
everything, how do you keep high motivation in everything, in spirituality, in learning, in whatever you do? That's the most important. You made the right connection between motivation and emotions. Why? Because what is motivation? Motivation, it's the same motivation to learn, to develop yourself, to understand what is going on in you, to understand what do you want from your life. What does it mean, this connection? It means that our emotions are our engine. Without our engine, we have nothing. The more emotions push you forward. And it's one of the most important things to businessmen, to every person that wants to develop himself, to want to learn more, to keep his motivation in, let's say, high quality, to keep high quality motivation in high volume. How do you do that? That's the question, right? That's the right. Sometimes, let's take a few advices and try to understand them. And in order to understand them, we have to understand what is emotions. How do they work? Emotions push you forward when you feel. How do they work? They push you forward in order to connect you to others. Without emotions, you are cold. You're not connected to your spouse, to your friends, to your brothers, to whatever. That's the real role of the emotions. And without that, it's like, I don't want to do things. So remember that good emotions, high quality emotions, desirable emotions are the one that connect you. The opposite one, those are the emotions that disconnect you, that you don't want to do. You don't have any energy to learn anymore. So when you have this undesirable emotion, it's like, it's like a light in your car, in your engine, that something is lack. You don't have enough fuel, enough water, something, you need to add something. And what do you need to add? Emotions are something unstable. They change immediately. You can you can love your wife, feel connected. After 2 hours, she said to you something, and now you're ready to explode and to sell, and I want to divorce now. But 10 minutes ago, you loved her so much. So to understand this, this characteristic of the emotion, that they are not so stable, it's something that you have to work on it. First thing, we say a few advices, and stop me, because is don't be connected or unconnect yourself to the results. When you think about the results, you are being conditioned. You are everything is conditioned. You are under condition. Like, think about it. If you want to work on YouTube and to upload ideas and content and to be an influencer, doesn't matter YouTube, doesn't matter any social network that we're talking about. If you are being conditioned by the results, then when it doesn't go to you good enough, you will leave it. When you don't feel yourself when you woke up in the morning and you feel you are not really connected, then you are unmotivated because you are looking at the results. Wow, I was such a terrible guy. I talked to my wife like that. I did like that. Oh, I'm not in this place. So the results, the outcome sometimes doesn't help me to push myself forward. When I'm not looking at the result, it's like it's a motivator.
So don't focus on the outcome. Focus on the actual being in the moment while you do it, as the journey, not the destination. Pretty much is what you're saying here.
Yeah, but you stop the most important thing that motivates yourself: the connection. What is connection? In Hebrew, it's called the power of knowledge, koach hadat. It's like to be connected. What does it mean to be connected? You can know that smoking is bad to you, but still you are smoking. Why do you smoke? It's unhealthy. You don't need it. It had nothing to you. So why do you smoke it? Why? Because you're not connected enough to other things, and you think it's not healthy, but it's not healthy to you. To you, it's the head that we are heading. It's the power of knowledge that I know things are connected to me. It's part of my life. And in order to be motivated, if you want to motivate yourself to do things, motivation, it's only the engine, it's only a tool. Then you have to be connected to the thing that you want yourself to push yourself forward. And if you're thinking about being a better person, like a better person, not from value point of view, but from, a person that is happy in the morning, is living aside his anxiety, his aggression and all other things and depression, and he's trying to be an healthy and happy person. So you have to be connected to this image of a healthy person and not to be connected to you as a person with anxiety. Don't see yourself as your thoughts, as your undesirable thoughts, as your undesirable emotions. Try to see yourself in another point of view, and the way you will see yourself will help you push yourself to that point.
Good. So you're saying that we are not our thoughts, we are more of like our emotion, like how we feel, and our emotion is the engine that moves us. So if we are not connected to the thing internally, just externally, we're not going to really move. We have to internalize it and have it become a part of who we are. Just like when the engine is not working, you have to, maybe
understand the reason.
the screws so it will work better, so you could start moving.
Usually people that have a problem with the business, they don't earn enough money. They don't make enough money. So what they do? They start to get into anxiety and to think how to do more things in order that it will work. But the real thing that they have to do is to get a little bit inside to understand what's the problem. Why do they not give their inner value? If you give value to people, you will get the money. You will earn enough because you give value. But without inner contemplation, let's call it like that, without understanding what is happening inside of me, think about a restaurant. There are two restaurants. One of them, you see the boss, or is angry, is not smiling. You see he's not in this place. He's not in the moment. And in the second restaurant, you see someone is happy. Uzi, I'm waiting for you. I waited for you.
Right, he's excited.
He's excited. He's living. He's not now all about his bank account. He's not thinking about what he will earn. He's really seeing you. And when he sees you, that's the point. He said, okay, where do you want to eat? Where do you want to spend your money? Value is not only what I eat. Value, it's, you go to the restaurant to have an experiment. Not experiment. Experience. Sorry. They have experience to feel something. And when someone is smiling to you, when the owner is smiling to you, you feel better. You want to be there.
It's so true. From experience, I know, as being a restaurant owner in the past, I can just tell you, when you're excited to see people, they keep coming back. But when And it happened to me that, as a customer, going to a restaurant and talking to the owner, and he's not even picking up the head. He's like,
yeah, you
don't feel like buying anything. You're like, okay, you just wanna leave, but if you just pick up your head, smile at me, I'm here. Let me acknowledge my presence, and you know what? I will buy more than you can imagine.
Because taste starts in the head, not in the mouth. Taste starts here. You think about it. The experience, the sea, everything that is around us. I started learning Chasidism, which is Jewish psychology in a way. Let's call it like that. And I learned with someone that made the worst coffee ever. He took the water and then had to eat coffee, and the water weren't hot enough. And then he had sugar. It was like, you don't do like this coffee. Still, his coffee was the best I ever drank. Why? Because I learned there, I developed there. It was my best hour in the week. That's why. But to add to your question, you should remember it's part of our mindset that there is an inner endless battle that happens inside of each one of us. This is the most important, I think, one of the most important ideas that the Alter Rebbe, Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi, develops.
Right.
And this, when you understand this battle, you know that in every moment there is this invisible emotions that waits for me, and they just wait for what? Why you are unmotivated? In order to ask this question, you have to understand why.
I don't feel like I'm not motivated, but sometimes I'm just not as excited. I motivate. I know I want to do it. I want to, I obviously sachar mitzvah, which means when you are doing something good, you get rewarded right there and then, just by doing something that makes you feel better. Like, it's great to give somebody tzedakah. You feel good right away, But I feel like I want more. I feel like I'm motivated, but I feel like I want to be more. I want to be on fire. I want to feel like a kid in the candy store.
The first condition in order to be excited, it's to feel and to know that you are influencing. If you do not think you are influencing, you will lose interest.
Okay, so I love that answer.
Why? Because when you're influenced, sorry.
Yeah, no, I love that answer because, okay, so you...
Think about it. When you are getting to something...
that you actually matter, that what you say and what you do, it actually matters.
That's why...
And it influences, and it makes somebody else's life maybe a tiny bit better. So just that idea alone should excite me. And it's already, just by talking about it, I'm kind of getting a little bit excited.
That's why you should, let's get back to the first advice. Don't be unconditional with your results. Why? Because when you're waiting for the results, there is not a subjective way maybe you said something to someone. And he now went away, and after 2 years, he remembered what you said to him, and it changed his life. You want an example how it could happen? Think about negative things you can do. You can, God forbid, harm someone and for 5 minutes, and this harmful thing that you did will destroy his or her life for years. You can understand this idea. So if you do a good thing, you can influence others, and it will take time. It will fall. So influencing, knowing that you are influencing, why people get into depression? Why do you get into depression? You said that there is a scale. Here there is depression, here there is enthusiasm and passion and whatever you'll say. And you can go, in this scale or do it like that. And why people are in depression? Why do they get to this place? Why do they get to the place that they don't want to get out of the room and they don't want to do anything else? When you have, a good education, usually you won't get there, but a lot of people get there. Why? Why do you get into depression? What's the problem? You have good life. And most people that are getting into depression, they are very qualified. They are, and usually
they could really influence, and they're depressed because they don't.
Because they think they don't. Because they think they don't, not because they don't. Because they think they don't. And it's very subjective feeling. It's very subjective emotion. Jordan Peterson, you heard about him, one of the most influencing psychologists in in the past 10 years, I think, who has
millions of followers.
And he got into depression in 2019. I think he was hospitalized all over Europe. Why? Because he thought, maybe I do not know how to bring my message good enough. Maybe I'm not influencing enough. Maybe people do not understand me. Well, it's a part of the way you think. Whenever you upload something and you think I could touch better, I didn't do it enough. I'm underestimated. People that are in depression usually are very talented people. If you're not talented and they have high ambition, if you don't have high ambition, why should you be in depression? There is no reason to be in depression.
So you're saying the message is, take your phone, put the camera in front of your face, bring your message out, record something, influence something.
No, this is of course. But in order to do that without losing motivation, without being in a place that you say, okay, I don't have any, and without losing passion, you have to say to yourself, I'm influencing, and to believe that you are influencing, and to believe that they're influencing without any. I'm not waiting for no one to approve me, like to tell me you are good, you're doing a good job. If I wait to others, maybe it will come, maybe it won't. But they are controlling me. If you're waiting for likes or for viewers on YouTube or likes on Facebook, they control you. When you are being controlled, you are not influencer.
Right.
You are thinking you want to influence, but really you are a receiver. Because you want to receive.
Right.
You want to receive.
So your mood depends on how many likes you got or how many comments you got. And if your mood depends on that, then you're not in the influencing side. You're actually in the receiving side. Because all you're worried about is what am I getting?
That's it.
How many likes I'm getting?
That's the point.
So when you're thinking about yourself, obviously you're gonna have this negative emotion.
Depression because I'm not receiving enough. And understanding that you have to change places and to get back to the place of influencer. An influencer is not caring about what he will get out of it. He will get his money, don't worry. If you're influencing and you're giving value to people, they will pay for you. People give you money for your value. That's it. In the short term, in the long term, it doesn't matter. But if you are influencing, you cannot think about what you get, what you receive. It's the opposite thing. It's like, now I'm selling something. Now I gave you my price. Now put it aside and let's continue with me influencing, giving what I have to give. And when you do that, you get out of the depression mode and you get into the other mode of, wow, I want to, when I started uploading ideas, content on YouTube, and I had about 100 followers and 50 views, 20 views. I said to myself, wow, 20 views, 20 people are interested in what I have to say. It's a huge amount of people. Then I had 500, then 1,000, then 11,000. It doesn't matter the amount because you cannot really, do you know what's the difference between 11,000, 20,000 or 5,000? You cannot really touch it.
Right.
You have to do what you have to do even if you are influencing one person.
Exactly. Yeah. If you really influence one person and you make a difference in one person's life, you really make a difference in the whole world. As our sages tell us, one person is like the whole world.
So let's summarize. First, remember that it's an endless inner battle, that you have to be a warrior. And a warrior in order to elevate yourself and to transform those undesirable emotions to desirable emotions. Undesirable do not do their role. They do not push you forward. They push you backward. They disconnect you from your spouse, from your friends, for whatever you want to do. So you have to remember that it's an endless war. Something very important. We should talk about it in a different podcast. Second thing, try not to be connected, not to value yourself by your results. There is another, danger that if you were successful, after being successful, it's harder to stand in front of a new test because, wow, I was successful back then. Maybe I won't be able to reaffirm myself, to get back whatever I did, to be successful again. So try not to be to be to accept yourself unconditionally, without any conditions. And the first condition that you should not, be touched with is your results. You are doing whatever you could, whatever you can. The results would come. You are not. It's not a part of what you see. Don't always be with your mind on how many people gave to you.
Don't let the results control me and control how I feel.
And the last thing we talked about is don't mix between influencer and receiver. You want to be an influencer? Don't forget that. Don't be an receiver. So if you're in depression, you are a receiver. You want to receive. So why you are cheating yourself?
Right. Which is kind of makes sense and explains the reason why not all influencers are successful. And the ones that are really successful, those are the ones that really don't care about the results. They really want to be out there making a difference in people's lives. And just by doing that...
I think it's another mistake. It's not influencing. It's not about making a change in other people's life. This is a good thing, a good idea, a good value, but it's not the point. The point of influencer is that I want to discover my inner powers or to fulfill my potential. I want to do what I have to do. I have now to teach. Doesn't matter if I have 10,000 people listen to me, million or one. That it's my inner power that I have to discover. And if I'm waiting to the 4 million to listen to me, I won't discover my inner powers. So being influencer is to discover your inner powers that want to influence. So it's about you, really. It's about you. You understand the difference? It's not when I am understanding an idea and delivering it later. It's not because I say to myself, "Wow, you have to be a good person and
that's going to make a difference in somebody else's life."
No, it's not that I don't care about others.
Yeah, you want to do that, but it's not the main thing.
I need to do that. I don't need any explain. I need to do that. I need to deliver it. Doesn't matter. Harari,
So the most important part is that you will bring your specific message from your specific angle with your specific talent to the world.
And be authentic with it.
And if it influences, then it's
will
great.
Influence. But you can never, Harari, the Harari.
But that should not be your motivation, pretty much.
That's it.
Your motivation should not be, I want to make a difference in this person's life. Your motivation should be, I want to bring my gifts to the world.
Yeah, if the world will accept it, if the world is ready, usually the most successful people, the world is not ready yet to what we have to bring. Why? Because they are so innovative. The most innovative businessmen or people that do, high tech usually do not succeed. Think about the first electric car. Agassi, I think, was the one that brought it to Israel. Nobody bought his cars because it was too early. Only the second person that know how to imitate what, the idea is that the first one brought, but the first, it also happened with Tesla and how do you call him? I forgot the name. Not Tesla, the car, Tesla, the engineer. So what I'm trying to say, being innovative, discover...
innovative, you mean?
Innovative, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Being innovative and discover your inner powers and, fulfill, really to live. That was the title of the podcast. That was the theme, Be enthusiastic, be full of passion. It's about discovering your own power and no one else can give it to you. Only when you understand that nobody else can give it to you, only then you will feel,
That's pretty amazing. Yeah. That's unbelievable. And I think you answered my question like way more than I even imagined that you can answer because in a way, you really clarified a very important point to me because I thought it's really about, okay, these people are sad and maybe I can make them happy. But it's really not about that. It's really about
about me.
How can I bring my gifts and my talents and my specific angle to the world, regardless if it's going to make a difference or not. Obviously, it will make some kind of a difference. It will influence somebody, hopefully. But that's an amazing thing. And it's relevant to everything, pretty much. To business, it's relevant to, being, spiritual person, waking up in the morning. Again, it's really about me and what I need to do and what my job and how I can bring my, again, talents and gifts and my unique angle to the world, as we are all different and unique. And it's always good to hear things from different angles and from different people, and just enrich this whole concept and idea.
You won't be an influencer and this will live to another podcast. You won't be an influencer if you won't learn how to receive. But let me remind our viewers, subscribe to this channel. Wherever you're listening, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel. I can tell you this much. Dr. Yehiel Harari here has a YouTube channel that is just unbelievable. It's mind-blowing. Every single day he posts a video that literally changes life and just motivates you to continue and be the best you can absolutely be. And I can never be more thankful for this guy. And thank you, God, for bringing this guy into the world to influence. So
thank you very much.
Thank you guys for watching and listening. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.